Have you ever fallen in love with someone who made you feel like a bad person? This can be an incredibly difficult situation to experience, but once you realize it, there may not be a chance to go back. It becomes a pivotal moment in your journey and the relationship you're in. We need to understand the things that can genuinely undermine your self-esteem over time. In today's discussion, we'll talk about the ways in which narcissists or toxic individuals attack your self-concept and self-esteem, often using specific phrases to achieve this. Over time, you'll feel the impact of these phrases and sentences. Thank you very much for your support. If you find this content helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for helping share this message with those who can benefit from it. Sometimes you may ask yourself why a particular person behaves this way and what kind of person they are. The answer to this question often involves a bully, and bullies are individuals who feel better about themselves by diminishing the value of others. This is primarily what narcissists do. Let's delve deeper into the topic and understand exactly what happens. We can clearly observe that narcissists feel no comfort within themselves, and when they act this way towards someone, they are trying to gain control over them. They do this because of their inner feelings of weakness. Narcissists don't like these feelings to show, but they want others to believe the opposite. Now, I'll share about 10 statements that narcissists or toxic individuals often use to attack and erode your personality and self-confidence over time. I recommend you take notes on any phrases or sentences you may have heard from them during your relationship with them. I also want you to know that if you've heard some of these statements and felt like a bad person because of them, it's not because of you, but because you're dealing with a toxic and abusive person whose purpose is to destroy your self-esteem and confidence to gain control over you. This is the first step for you, the one that will enable you to turn things from bad to better. The narcissist often starts by saying, "What are you talking about? There are more important things to focus on. And how did you even have the audacity to complain about something like this?" This is something many victims encounter, and it makes them feel terribly devalued when their needs or concerns are belittled. You encounter this when the narcissist compares you to someone they consider lesser than you, claiming that this person can do better than you, diminishing your efforts. They want you to feel ashamed of yourself, to make you feel weak compared to the person they're comparing you to. However, this comparison is not real at all. When someone says something like this, their intention is not good towards you. They aim to distort reality, which is a terrible and painful act. Another phrase the narcissist may use to make you feel worthless is, "I don't have time for this. My time is more important than yours." Here, the narcissist instills a sense in you that they have a right to your time and that you must organize your life to suit their needs, as they always expect you to understand that their life circumstances and desires come before yours. This makes you feel like you have no needs or significance, and that you exist solely to serve the narcissist and cater to their every whim. The third phrase narcissists use to destroy your self-esteem is, "If you do this again, you won't find me in your life anymore." Narcissists often use this tactic to make you constantly feel threatened that they will abandon you if you do a specific thing or act in a certain way. This manipulation aims to convey that their needs are more important than yours. For example, if you ask a narcissist about their behavior or actions towards you, you may feel that they are lying, and then they start using this phrase to make you feel like it's not your place to question them, which is a form of control. You can notice the narcissist's control over you in many ways, such as feeling that you don't have the right to speak to them, or that you should dress a certain way in a particular place. Here, the control over you takes the form of conveying a specific message. "If you ask me again about this, I will completely remove myself from your life." What the narcissist does here is let you know that their needs are more important than yours, and that they need to hide certain things from you that are more critical than your needs, just to answer a question about you. The next phrase is when the narcissist tells you that your previous partner was right and starts pointing to your previous relationship if you were involved with someone before them. They may claim that the previous partner was correct in leaving you because you have certain flaws, such as not having a stable life or being envious or having any specific personality trait, even if the things said about you are not true. The text you provided discusses how a narcissist manipulates and tries to undermine your self-esteem and self-worth by using your past relationships against you. This person may not necessarily be your former partner, but could be your mother, sister, or a former friend. They use your previous relationships to make you feel undervalued and unappreciated, making themselves appear as the superior party in the relationship. They may also imply that their connection with you was a mistake, all as a part of their manipulation tactics to diminish your value, self-esteem, and self-confidence. At the same time, they portray themselves as innocent and victimized, suggesting that they have to endure your flaws. They deflect the blame for any issues onto someone else entirely, even if they express anger or frustration about what has been said about you. This behavior is not narcissistic on your part, but rather from a third party who falsely claims to have made these negative remarks about you. The problem here is that the real narcissist is the one making these accusations, with the sole purpose of breaking your self-esteem by accusing you of deceiving them when you were in a relationship. The statement that follows when the narcissist says, "I'm sorry I made you feel this way," is a form of fake apology. It appears as if they are apologizing, but in reality, they are blaming you and making it clear that you misunderstood their words or intentions, thus manipulating your thoughts and making you doubt yourself. The narcissist's goal with these words is to convince you that you cannot understand this person correctly. And if you accept their version of events, you may find yourself doubting yourself when faced with a similar situation in the future. This method makes you believe that you are the cause of the problems that occurred between you and the narcissistic person, and you are expected to bear any reaction from them, even if it leads to their anger and outbursts. They want you to internalize the idea that you are so inherently flawed that you caused the narcissistic person to lose control and express their frustration because of you. The phrase that comes after when the narcissist tells you, "If you weren't so naive, you would have known the truth from the beginning," is another form of blaming you. This happens when the narcissist intends to make you believe that you trusted their words at some point, and those words were lies. Instead of taking responsibility for lying to you, they accuse you of being too naive and suggest that they used your naivety and kindness for their benefit. They shift the blame away from themselves and onto you. However, if you think about what happened, you'll realize that even if you were naive, as they claim, your naivety isn't harmful to others, whereas lying is a much worse behavior. The narcissist is attempting to make you feel responsible for their lies and actions. The phrase that follows when the narcissist says, "If you weren't stupid, I wouldn't have been able to deceive you like this," is aimed at completely breaking you and destroying your self-confidence in a humiliating manner. What they are telling you is very straightforward. You are stupid, and anyone dealing with you will treat you the same way, manipulating you and your mind because you lack intelligence or common sense. This statement is a clear accusation that you are foolish or easily fooled, and at this moment, the narcissist is making it evident that the main enemy is your excessive trust in others, which can be detrimental to you. In relationships of this kind, we tend to have a high level of trust in people, which can unfortunately be exploited. Therefore, you must be cautious not to place excessive trust in someone who doesn't deserve it. The phrase that comes after, when the narcissist tells you, "Believe me, this is the last time," is meant to destroy your self-confidence. When the narcissist says this, their intention is to convey that you cannot assist or understand them properly, and you lack the intelligence needed to provide the help they truly need. This is meant to make you feel that you have let them down or failed to meet their expectations. You might feel like they're saying that they regret seeking your opinion or advice because you didn't provide what they expected. When you consistently experience this kind of treatment from a narcissistic person, it can shape your beliefs and turn them into personality traits. You may find yourself struggling to deal with situations or make decisions because you've lost confidence in yourself and constantly feel incapable. You need to understand that what's happening isn't your fault, but rather a result of dealing with a narcissistic person. If you want to improve your situation and regain your self-confidence, You can do it because you have the strength and control needed. You should also understand that relationships like this can have severe consequences, and the aftermath will be difficult to bear. In the end, your only option may be to distance yourself and completely cut ties with such a damaging relationship, because it will likely continue in the same detrimental pattern. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments. Also, if you have any comments or feedback about the channel, please leave them in the comments. And if you have any advice or ideas for improving the channel, please send them to me.